Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Your Keys to Mastery for August 25th to August 27th, 2022. For those of you just joining me, my name is Arlene Grace, and I am a spiritual coach, a numerologist, channel, and alchemist. So as I'm feeling into today's energy, it's interesting. There's almost this feeling of nervousness, this feeling of, oh man, I'm about to jump in to do something that I haven't really done before. And so there's this energy of I'm feeling a little bit outside of my comfort zone. And are you willing to do it anyway? Are you willing to take the lead? Are you willing to get out there to be seen, to be heard? Are you willing to get there on social media if that's what, you've been breaking through? Are you willing to move forward in the relationship that you so desire, right? One of the things that came through was, Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John. So I was listening to the song earlier on, and it's funny. It's like, don't go breaking my heart. I wouldn't if I could. And it's so true. No one can go and break your heart. And this is for those who are moving forward in romantic relationship, in perhaps partnership, business partnership, collaboration, all of those things. There's this, don't let me down kind of energy. Like, I really want to do this, but I'm a little bit afraid, and that's holding me back. Right. And, we began this journey this week with this understanding, this better awareness, this awareness of where am I transacting in my life? Where am I in transactional relationships? Where am I thinking that I must do something in order to receive something else? Where am I thinking with the body? Calories in, calories out will equate to, a body shape change. If I take this supplement, then I'll receive this in the body. If I take this, this pill, I'll receive pain relief. If I do this for my children now, they'll take care of me in the future. If I do this for my lover, he will pay me back. If I buy her dinner, she will go to home with me. Like, there's all of these little places where we play these games. Transactional living. We do the same thing in our business. If I put this out on social media, people will see me, and they will now come, and they will come into my business. They'll just want to work with me. Right. And so it's interesting, because as that comes into awareness, well, the beauty is now we see that we have choice. Right. And so I'm really curious as to what is it that you've been choosing to do? Because today we move into this blessing energy, right? Thursdays are always going to be blessings, and blessings because we're now receiving the resources, the people in our life that will allow for us to gain more clarity to, if we're looking to, attain clients or wealth or any of those things, there's opportunity for that to come through for you today. Now, the magic in this is allowing for it to happen for you. Right? We don't go chasing for the things. We allow it to happen, and we allow ourselves to be curious to, what is possible for me today? Was it possible for me to receive? Is it possible for me to receive a check? Is it possible for me to receive a new client? Is it possible that someone's just going to see me online and they want to connect with me? Is it possible that I don't have to get out on dinner to meet the guy, that I go to the grocery store and I meet the guy or the girl or whomever? Is that possible? Is it possible that I will receive what it is that I'm desiring? And will I allow my filter, my lens, my thoughts to open up to the infinite possibilities that are available to me? Now, in this, there's a couple of caveats, right? We have the Ace of Clubs 3. And the Ace of Clubs is an interesting energy because it's got its twin, the Two of Hearts, which is, I want what I want. I want love. I want that love mirrored back to me. I want to express myself. I want to be me. But then there's that resistance to, oh, well, if I'm me, will I lose them? If I'm me and I express myself, will I be denied? If I get out there on social media, will people actually see me? Right? It's that energy that I was feeling into today, that nervousness of I'm coming out, right? I'm expressing myself, I'm being me. And there's this thinking of, I want what I want. I want what I want today, and I can change my mind anytime I want to. Well, the caveat with that energy is there is this underlying energy of disinterest, which means that if you truly want something, if you want to play with an experience of wealth, if you want to play with an experience with your lover, if you're wanting to go on vacation and you've been feeling that, there's this energy of disinterest that can come in, which might have you think, oh man, maybe I didn't want that. Or maybe my intuition is telling me that that's not the way. Well, really, it might be that you haven't put enough thought and energy into what it is that you desire. We shifted into this energy where we're a little bit focused out forward. So we're focused more into the future. So it can be, a vacation that's happening in 2 months. It can be, I want to go on vacation with my lover. I want to go on my date on a date next week with my partner. I want to add more intimacy with my partner. I want to go to a park with my kids. We're thinking a little bit out in the future for what it is that we truly desire. Now, again, we're looking under this theme of our transactions. Now, with this disinterest, with not having enough energy behind it, we can allow others to impose their own ideas and their beliefs upon us, right? We can allow others to place a condition of, well, you told me you didn't have money, but now you're thinking about going away. Like, what are you doing with your money? Which really and truly isn't any of their business, right? You want to be with this guy? Like, how can you be like, he doesn't even match what it is that you desire. He doesn't even, all of these ideas and these conditions of, are you sure you want that? And so there's this beautiful opportunity for you to come back into, no, 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 no. I want what I want, and I'm willing to allow myself to have it. Today is a day to decide that you're willing to have it so that you can focus your energy and allow yourself to continue to move forward, because there's this underlying energy of, well, maybe it's impractical. Well, maybe life isn't supposed to be practical. Maybe we aren't supposed to know the how. Maybe we must decide to allow ourselves to have it first and allow the how to show up. Our mind loves to problem solve. We were raised with problem solving, 1+1 = 2, or playing those games that, our brain, our mind wins when we problem solve. We give our children electronics to play with. And so what do? They play these games. And when they win, they receive a treat. They receive a high five. They receive a, yay, you did it. And so the mind loves that. But in that conditioning, the mind is now always traveling forward into the future of, I want this thing. I want to play with wealth. Well, how the hell am I going to do with that? It means I have to expand my business. That means that I need to hire someone. That means you're in the future. And that might not be the how. And anyone else's how they attained their expansion in their business, or how they attained their wealth, or how they grew their business and had 10K months or 20K months, I'm just going to call bullshit, because that's their how, not yours. And so listening to other people impose their own ideas and their own beliefs and their own conditions upon you is really coming to be highlighted today, because you're being invited to take it higher. And you're being invited to come back to here and to allow yourself to play with the idea of, what if I didn't have to work hard for my money? What if I didn't have to work hard for my relationships? It's so funny. I heard my daughter say that yesterday. She was playing Minecraft with my niece, and I don't know what they were doing in Minecraft, but they were building something. And my youngest, she was like, hey, we got to go and we got to get a job. We got to work at this restaurant. We got to work hard for our money. Money doesn't just grow on trees. And I was like, oh my God, where did you get that belief? And I'm laughing, because that's something that we have this belief. We have these belief systems that might not serve us, because really and truly, what if there was a possibility that you didn't have to work hard for anything? And the working hard, I'm going to pull back from that. What if the working hard was actually staying in alignment with what it is that you want to experience, what it is that you desire, and allowing for the shift in your own perception, in your own belief system, in your own stuckness? If you're stuck, it's because you haven't decided, right? And you haven't allowed yourself to play with the idea that maybe I can actually have it. And so that is your key today. Your key is the willingness to shift into a belief that you can have a higher experience with life, that life doesn't have to be hard, that you can have what you want, that anyone else who's imposing their own ideas on you have nothing to do with you, that you're gonna, the key is to like take your thought higher, to take your love higher, to take your spirituality higher. And your spirituality meaning, you know, I'm not just this body, right? This body and what I can see and what I can sense is only 0.01% of what's available to me through my own senses, right? Through my sight, my hearing, my taste, my touch, my smell, 0.01%. And so if that's only 0.01%, that means that the other 99.999999999% is energy, is possibility, is something that I cannot see through my senses. And so why wouldn't I play with that? And why wouldn't I allow for that to come into form? So again, remembering that this is your blessing day. Will you allow it to come to you? There's no chasing. So that's for today, which is Thursday. And then we move into Friday. So Friday now is about accountability. So if you haven't been paying attention, there's this, you know what you know now. And so integrity just comes into play. That snap didn't work, right? Integrity comes into play because now you know what you know. And so if you know what you know, there's no going backwards. And so there's an accountability to this. There's an accountability to, oh, I see where I was playing a game with my lover. I see where I was playing in this transaction of I send a text, I receive a text. Oh no, I didn't receive a text. I don't feel loved, right? Oh, I want to spend time with him. Oh, he's busy or she's busy. And so I can't spend time with him. Oh, I don't feel loved, right? There's this transaction that we play. And so we're putting these calculations of this must mean this, which equals this. Well, what if that weren't true, right? And so in this accountability, now that you know that you're playing a game and you continue to play the game without shifting your perception, now you're going to feel that in your body. Now you're going to feel that in your emotions. Now you're going to feel that in your root and your stability and your own idea of what is safe in your relationship. But safety doesn't come from that. It doesn't come from outside. It doesn't come from how someone responds to you. Safety comes from here within. So Friday, we shift into an energy of the hearts. We move into King of Hearts. Like King of Hearts is, I am the master of my emotions. I am a master and the authority of how I'm going to experience my life and how I'm going to feel about it. And so that with the 4 is coming into flow in your life. And so on Friday, you're going to want to pay attention to your body. You're going to want to pay attention to your experience, and you're going to want to notice, where am I out of flow with my money, with my body, with my lover, with my family, with all of the things. I'm on a call. My apologies. And so in that place, you're coming into an opportunity to come into harmony and to allow for yourself to be in, again, I want to say deeper flow, but more flow of the wealth, more flow of the love, more flow of the play, of the curiosity, of the possibilities of the things. And so in this, there's this, your thinking is, I want something of value. I either want to play with wealth. I want to play with the material experience. I'm noticing what's happening in my life. And I'm kind of in this place of, does that match who I am? Do I actually want to have this experience? When I'm looking at my bank accounts, and how am I feeling with that? Did it go underneath this, this protective layer of, once it goes $1 underneath, the $1,000 barrier you've limited to yourself, or underneath that, right? That cushion that you have, now you don't feel safe. Now you feel in lack. And so there's this invitation to come into presence, right? That if you're in the future with your experience, then you're predisposed to feeling lack, not enoughness. Right. And so if you're in the future, then you're doing that. You're holding that baggage. And if you're in the past, well, now you're holding the past baggage with the anxiety, the fears, the animosity. That's what I'm feeling, all of those things. And so we're wanting to come into deep presence of, okay, I decided what I wanted yesterday. I'm coming into the accountability, which means that I now know that I might be playing games in my business, in my love life, in all of those things. And I'm feeling it. And I'm having an opportunity to break through and shift today. And so, in that, as I take a look at my life experience, am I allowing inflow? Am I feeling stuck anywhere? Am I willing to come into the stability and the foundation that is here within me? What does it feel like to be safe? Because safe can be called in right now. And in the right now, that safety is ever present. It's present with you here, right? Safety begins here. Freedom begins here. Wealth becomes here. It's within. And so as within, so without. We are creators, and we create from our thoughts and our feeling. And we create from a place of alignment, deep presence. And so today, if you're feeling the triggers, if you're feeling out of alignment, then it may be that you are in this place where your heart wants something. So your heart wants what it wants, but your mind hasn't yet caught up with you. And so this is a beautiful place where deciding to have it again, we are deciders. Right. And so sometimes we have to decide from moment to moment to moment. And so in that deciding, it will allow for you to focus your energy and allow for the disruption to take place. And when I say disruption, when we decide something, we start to see all of the places in our life that show us where we can't have it. And where we can't have it because we had the belief that, money grows on trees. You got to work hard for your money. And so there's this sneaky opportunity for that. How am I actually going to get that, though? Come back in to play with your mind. And so it's coming back and allowing the mind to come at ease, right? To be at ease with, well, it's not our job. It's not our job to discover, to know the how. It's our job to be in alignment and for that to come and rise up. The how will show up once you decide, right? And you stay with this energy of what would it feel like to have an experience with wealth? Well, it would be fun. It would be playful. I'd be curious. I would feel a deep sense of my value. Like value is playing a huge role today in the energy, in our thinking. Do I value what I want enough to allow for me to have it? What would it feel like to value this experience in my body? What would it feel like to value myself? Right? And so your key today is to look at the flow, to see where you're out of flow, your mind, in your emotions, in your own perception of things, where we might have allowed others to be the authority of our own thinking, right? Where we want others to choose for us. But in the wanting of others to choose for us, it's really because then we now have someone to blame if it doesn't work out, right? And so pulling back to that. And then we move into Saturday. And so Saturday is about integration. Now, Saturday is a beautiful energy because one, we're moving into a new moon. And so the new moon is in Virgo 4. And so Virgo has this stabilizing effect, right? You might feel as though you've just landed into your body. And it's beautiful because it's this beautiful opportunity to have some awarenesses of, oh, I know that I want this, and ooh, I might want this too. Or, oh, and I can see how this can come in alignment with what it is that I've been wanting to experience. And so in this, we're in Queen of Hearts and 5. And so 5 is really about freedom. It's about change. It's about the willingness to allow yourself to change or allow life to change around you, while the Queen of Hearts is inviting nurturing, it's inviting love, and it's inviting yourself to love your life as you're shifting through all of these things. And you look at your life, like, do you love it? Are you living it? And in the nurturing of self and of life, of your life. It's an invitation to, oh, I notice where I've been giving outside of myself. I've been giving more onto others. Am I willing to love me here first? That energy of I fill my cup first, and what overfloweth from my cup I give unto others. And so there's this opportunity to shift in that. It's this mothering energy that's really starting to highlight, that I feel like it's going to expand into the month and move forward into the month beyond. And so there's this mothering energy, right? And what's coming through is, paying attention to that mothering energy in your love relationships, right? Like, of course, many of us are mothers, and so we mother our children, right? And sometimes we mother them to this point where we are overextending ourselves. And so there's this invitation to notice, where am I trespassing upon my children? Where am I doing things for them or deciding things for them so that they can be safe, or so that they can have the experience that I want them to have? And at the same time, there's this energy of, and we find that this happens in love relationships sometimes, where, I heard this often, where, the typically the woman in the relationship finds that she turns into the mother of her husband. And when that happens in the dynamic of that relationship, the desire to come into union, to have sex, to be intimate, really starts to diminish, right? Because now we're in this place of, I'm mothering him. And so the energy shifts, right, in the dynamics. And so it's paying particular attention to, where are you doing that in your love relationships? And of course, paying attention to how you are being mothered, as well, or not. And so there's this, this energy of the taking your thinking higher, right? Of desiring something more in your life. And this is an integration. So there's going to be an opportunity or an invitation for you to be at ease, to be present as you're moving through this integration, and to allow yourself to hear where it is that you are being directed, right? And so it can be as simple as, okay, well, let's go to the park today. Let's go and play. Oh, wait, like end of summer, let's go and let's swim. Let's go be outside. Let's go do the things. There is this underlying energy of, I must work hard to integrate, or I must do the things. I must get a Reiki session. I must call my coach. And it's really an opportunity here to just be, right? To allow yourself to be in this place and hear where you're wanting, where you're being directed, right? There's this mastery energy of, okay, I've done the work, I've done the things, and I'm going to allow myself to just settle in today. And in this settling in, I'm going to let myself to be inspired. It's like this invitation to take your to-do list and just set it aside. And you might have ideas of how you think you want your day to go on Saturday, today being Thursday, right? As you're watching it. And that might be shifted for you. And there's this invitation to just allow that to be. And so your key today is to allow the change to happen, to allow the change in perception of, I think I have to do all of these things, like grocery shop, take this kid's school shopping, back to school shopping, finish up summer by doing this. And in the beingness, there's this, allow change to happen for you. Allow life to happen for you, so you know where to go. And it also feels like you might receive some information might arise today that will help you to integrate, right? And so as information comes, whether it's coming from another person, or you see something online, or you get an epiphany, the question is, what are you going to do with this information? Are you going to shift with it? Or are you going to allow it to just be, so that you can continue the same cycles over and over again? So it's a beautiful energy that's happening on Saturday. So it really does feel like, go play. Beautiful. Yeah. And so it feels like an easier week at the end of the week than it did at the beginning of the week. But again, it's really about noticing where your thoughts were in the beginning of the week, and being accountable for that, being accountable for what you've discovered, and the willingness to shift with it, right? We're always being inspired to grow and to expand and to shift our thinking, um, in order to have what it is that we desire. And so this entire week has been, or this entire month has been, an invitation to change, to shift, to discover what it is that you truly want, like you, heart, you, soul, want what you want, not what others want for you, or not what you think you should have. And so thank you so much for listening. I am curious about how you experienced the week and what's been happening for you. So please comment below. Wishing you all the most extraordinary weekend. I will talk to you next week. Bye for now. See you in the spaces.